Miami looking to win that division championship for the first time in ACC history. Who would be the most important player going into this fall?
Mark Walton.
Aside from the quarterback position, we take the quarterback position out. We consider that a given, Cam.
Yeah. I mean, and like I've talked about this before, and obviously the quarterback battle will be ongoing. So it'll be interesting to see how that position does. But that's more of a position-based thing than an individual player type thing. But the answer to me is Mark Walton. I don't think it's close. Like I said, he's a top 10 returning running back in America. We don't have a lot of depth at that position. And, hopefully with an improving offensive line, he can continue his late season or early and late season success. Yeah, he struggled a little bit during that month of October when, Miami went 1-4 and lost to God darn Notre Dame. But, hey, whatever. But no, he's the most important guy. A Mark Richt offense is going to be predicated on the run game, and you have to have a really good running back to be able to run the ball well. I mean, that's obviously a component of a positive run game, but Mark Walton is better than people know, and I think we have a couple of guys like that because Miami has not been wildly successful on the field, so he's not a household name outside of maybe the ACC circles and things like that. But Mark Walton, as he goes, Miami goes, he's just dynamic. He can run, he can block, he can catch the ball in the backfield. I said it before, I'll say it again. His last game in high school a couple of years ago, he had 5 touchdowns, 3 of them were running, 2 of them were receiving. Could have been a 4-star wide receiver if he chose to play that position coming out of high school instead of running back. So he has natural hands. He's developing good vision. If you watch that Appalachian State game, the first play of the game, he gets in the hole, he gets hit, bounce off of you, 80 yards later, cue up the band, Miami's up 6-0, because he has a varied skill set, and I think he's very, very, very good. And, it settles the team when, especially with a new quarterback, because any quarterback who wins this battle is going to be new. The only one who's played a game in college is Malik Rozier. And a total of 2 that count. So, yeah, it's going to be Mark Walton. He's the most important player, and the offense is going to be built around him. Hopefully there's enough depth where, if he needs a breather, because every running back will, they can come in and be successful. And, if he were to get injured, I think that things would change dramatically for Miami. So I'm hoping not to have that happen or occur. But, yeah, Mark Walton is far and away the most important player.
Yeah, and you don't want to have that most important status proven by him being off the field and then seeing the result of that. Most important and best player, there's kind of a tangible deduction there. But the next category, Cam, favorite. We all gravitate to different players because of just what we know about them as a person, or the swag they have, or the flair, or just whatever it is, that intangible quality. Sometimes it's not just the best player that kind of gives us that certain fan appeal, but there are different reasons. So this is wide open. Your favorite current Miami Hurricane.
This is going to be off the board for everybody except for the homie JP. Shout out to JP, who's, I'm pretty sure, going to watch this. My favorite player is a linebacker, and it's not going to be either of the linebackers you're thinking. It's not Shaq Quarterman. It's not Mike Pinckney. It's good old number 53, Zach McCloud. And ever since we started recruiting him as a junior in high school, or when he committed, I've just always been a fan of his. He went to Santa Lucia's high school, same high school that Vince Wilfork went to up in Palm Beach County. And he's just the prototype of the outside linebacker. Like, I know that Pinckney is very good and Shaq is very good. And, like, I'm not trying to take anything away from them, but it would not at all surprise me if Zach McCloud ended up being the highest draft pick out of those 3. I mean, he has the size, he has the speed, he has the ability. I mean, at the end of the season, his progression took a little bit longer than did Shaq and Mike. They kind of came in with their hair on fire and they're making plays from day one and everything. And I mean, Zach started from day one and he played a lot. And he has some games where, okay, he make a mistake here and there, and he's, 2 tackles here, 3 tackles there. But that last half of the season, boy, that bowl game, when I was sitting there in like the 4th row, and all of a sudden he's in the backfield, he has these sacks, he has this big hit. He had this pick 6 that earlier he dropped the ball. But in the early season, that's probably a 5-yard completion, and he makes a tackle. But he saw it quicker, and he got there, and all he didn't do was catch the ball. But it was nothing but, green grass and opportunity for him in front, and it was beautiful. And I've been rooting for this kid, and I don't even know why. It's not like he has this, sob story of, I'm an orphan and the oldest of 12 kids and da-da-da, and, you have the heartstrings. He's just in the same way like Corey Gaynor, who I talked about about the kids who are getting on campus now. He's just a mean guy, and I mean that in the best way at linebacker. And he's my favorite player. Every time he's on the field, I watch him. I always want to see him do well. Not that I don't want the other guys to do well. Yes, I mean, I know that there's going to be people who disagree with this, but he asked me, and I'm saying my personal favorite for me, Cam Underwood. Yes, but yeah, I mean, Zach McCloud is just that dude. I think that you're really going to see him take a huge leap forward this year as an outside backer. Next year, even further. Hopefully I get to watch him in college for 4 years. If I don't, awesome, because you're going to be a second, maybe first-round draft pick. But number 53, Zach McCloud, is hands down my favorite player. I love that guy.
I like it. Cam Underwood, State of the U, talking Miami football with us as much as we can get him here to talk Miami football and give us the most unique perspective on the Canes that I can find. Definitely. Cam, we appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Always good to be here. So another place that you guys should be is stateoftheu.com. Finishing the summer content schedule. We have a bunch of cool stuff coming up for you guys, even starting this week. Hint, 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 hint. Might want to check out the site on Thursday and Friday because we got some special stuff coming. So stateoftheu.com. Check it out. And also be sure that you're just always there because we have everything that you need for the Hurricanes.